Welcome to Ayekooto Television, your trusted channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates.
Maya ki baba ure baba me dada. Professor Banji o. Professor Banji o. Akintoye. Ó pé 88 years. Banji mi, ora Banji o. Ado ewi lule o. Yorùbá leaders. Baba ure baba me dada. Ora Banji o, ora Banji o. Ọmọ olúro gùdùgbù ọ̀nà sọ́lọ o. Uro kan mẹ́rẹ̀ mọ́ kò ṣàtì gíná lulẹ̀ rẹ̀. Èwí òtù ọmọ rorò òjò. Ọ̀rẹ́ ìjọkẹ́ ìwí bá tẹ̀lá láròtò rẹ̀ láwọn. Túgbó ti ju akẹ́rìrì ló àkún. Gbẹ́dójúmọ̀ ṣá àgbébùn rẹ̀ kẹmọ́lẹ̀. Gbẹ́dójúmọ̀ ṣá àgbébùn rororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororororor kọ́ọ̀bẹ Sùlọ́mọ́nù Àkótó Agẹ́rárá bàbá òde bàbá mi dáadáa òun ni mẹ́yà kí o onínàbí o àyè kọ́bá tó ní nàbí ọ̀wẹ́ ká ayayọ̀ ọmọ náà wàá rí bá ti ṣe o. bàbá òde bàbá mi dúdú kèrè bọ́ ọ̀run mi la òkè jẹ́sìn o ń bá bọ́ ọ̀run mi la sábẹ́ àjọ bí yèyé rẹ sórun ọmọ èyí o ó nílé jẹ́ olóró ọkọ mi ò nílé jẹ́ òré o kété èyí Èkìtì pátápátá kẹ́ ń lílu ọba èyí Èkìtì mẹ́rin kẹ́lí ìlú ọba àwọn kíni kí ọ dàbọ̀ kíni kí ọ dàbọ̀ wọ́n wúwo kó ọjọ́ òbí rẹ̀ bàbá òde bàbá mi dáadáa Bánjí o Adébanji o ilé ọba náà gbé bí ọbí bàbá rẹ̀ ọmọ wa mẹ́kànlá ọ̀fin ọba òmù gègé jàmbá rẹ̀ rà ọmọ gbọ̀nù jàmbá ṣẹ́ rere o ojúmọ́ mọ́ mi o yẹ omi ló kórè láti jókòó ẹ̀wẹ́. Uriri o urime ilu o urime ilu luisukun leye rororororororo àdúrà ni mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye àdúrà ni mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye kémi tí bàbá ò lọ́jọ́ orí o àdúrà ni mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye ó pé 88 years láyé àdúrà ní mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye èmi ẹ̀rùn dùn jẹ́ èèyàn Èkìtì mo mọ̀ wí òye àdúrà ní mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye àgbà ló wà dà wá kú lọ́mọdé òye àdúrà ní mẹ́gbà kémi tí bàbá òye ẹ ṣe mọ́lú àmì àsúré ẹ̀kàrà ṣèjì sínú ọgbàgbà tèmi àṣù kókó ọmọ àtètè wà ẹ̀kàrà kan gbéyàlé ọ̀gbọ́n ètò ọkúta kan níṣẹ́ nù kan kọ́pì kan lérí o kọ́dà ké yípa mi àyípọ̀ mẹ́ranko kọ́dà ké yípa mi àyípọ̀ kò tẹ̀lé ẹlẹ́sàn o èyí o wọ́ra rẹ̀ rà kàn ń bínú rẹ̀ ọ́ní bínú rẹ̀ ò ní rówó jẹun róko kọ́ bá ti gbàbọ̀dé ìrèwé bora àgbà ló wà dà wọ́n á kú lọ́mọdé bàbá mi ẹ̀pà kan ò gbọ́ sùìtì eye o eye ibi rere kan gúdè èèyàn rẹ̀ òsì àkẹ́kẹ́ ayọ̀ parun ó nílé jẹ́ olóró nílé jẹ́ òré o ẹ bá bá òun àgbà ló wọ́n máa dà ẹ bá bá òun àgbà ló wọ́n máa dà o àgbà ló wà dà wọ́n á kú lọ́mọdé o ẹ bá bá òun àgbà ló wọ́n máa dà o odogudu mọdún ọmọ odogudu mọdún àyà ìṣòro ẹ bá bá òun àgbà ló wọ́n máa dà o àgbà ló wà dà wọ́n kú lọ́mọdé o ẹ bá bá òun.
sí àárín wa alana fún ìran ọmọ kóòtù òjìrè ẹ káàbọ̀ akínyìn o.
Bóyá ká kọ happy birthday fún bàbá. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Baba.
Happy birthday to
you. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Baba. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, sir.
Bàbá Mùtò wọn.
Àwọn ti mú òtún bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wọ́n ọmọ tó ara wọn. Ẹ ṣe ó pọ̀.
Mo kí gbogbo yín a kú ọdún èmi ọdún tẹ̀ ń bá mi ṣe lẹ́yìn ọdún tẹ̀ ń ṣe fúnra yín lẹ́yìn ọdún tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe fún gbogbo ọmọ wa lẹ́yìn. Àpọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn máa rò pé oh just my birthday. No, it's not just my birthday. Birthday for my people. Because I've given my life to my people. Completely. Hold nothing back. And I'm able to bear everything and anything in the struggle for the well-being of the Yoruba people. You know, we're going to decide that is a celebration. Kọ́kọ́ ronú sí tẹ́lẹ̀ pé ní celebration náà gbogbo ìjà láti àbí òkè sùn. Ẹni tí ànámọ́tò ìní ìbá ìní òsùn. Torí pé ó ní nǹkan tí mò ń sọ tó yẹ kí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹ́ sí àwọn lókè. Kó tó di tó tẹ́mi lọ́rùn ìyẹ̀kùn. Ti yìí rárá. Ọgbà tí ilẹ̀ mọ́ làwọn ọmọdé oríṣiríṣi wá wọ́n gbé kéèkì wá kéèkì tá a ti gé nílé ilé ìjọ tó bí 3 tàbí 4. Wọ́n á tún gbé dé wọ́n àjọ happy birthday to you bàbá àtúngbé kéèkì yẹn ìyẹn á lọ àtúngbé kéèkì tí wọ́n á tún lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ń tó máa ṣàárọ̀ mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni
mo dúpẹ́.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá.
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ràn àwọn tí Ọlọ́run mú mi fún Yorùbá nation tó Ọlọ́run mú mi tó fashion mi á. Ọlọ́run fẹ́ràn Yorùbá nation púpọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, a dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run látara bẹ́ẹ̀.
Reservation without any hesitation, without èèyàn kan bú mi, àyàn kan sọ burúkú kan sí mi pé rárá, it doesn't mean a thing to me. I am a gift to the Yoruba nation completely.
Bàbá, ẹ jẹ́ kí bàbá ṣe ń gbọ́ mi sà. Ẹ ṣe ń gbọ́ mo fẹ́ kí ẹ fi ọjọ́ òní kẹ́ fi bá ìran ọmọ kóòtù òjire kẹ́ fi súre ni torí pé ọjọ́ ńlá pàtàkì ló jẹ́ nínú ìgbésí ayé yín. Àmọ́ kó tó di pé a wọnú ètò ọ̀hún bàbá, màá fẹ́ kí màmá wa fẹ́ kí ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n fẹ́ kí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ṣe àdúrà kí wọ́n bá wa fi àdúrà bẹ̀rẹ̀ kí wọ́n bá wa rọ̀jò àdúrà fún yín ká fà àdúrà bẹ̀rẹ̀ kó tó di wípé a bọ̀ sí agbami ètò gangan torí pé tá a bá fi síwájú. Màá fẹ́ kí bàbá wa Chris Akíngbadé kí wọ́n kọ́ bá wa ṣe àdúrà ká fi àdúrà bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká bá wa ṣe àdúrà fún yín torí pé a fẹ́ kí bàbá kí wọ́n fi ọjọ́ òní kí wọ́n fi wúre gangan pẹ̀lú ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ìran Yorùbá kí ẹ fi ọjọ́ òní kí ẹ fi súre fún ìran ọmọ kóòtù òjire kí ẹ sì jẹ́ ká mọ̀ díẹ̀ nínú ìtàn ìgbésí ayé yín. Ìsúre yìí ẹ bá wa torí ẹ̀yin náà ti sọ mọ́rọ̀ pé ẹ fẹ́ ṣe látàrí ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ìran Yorùbá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ká má rò wípé bóyá inú yín ń dùn ṣùgbọ́n ọjọ́ òbí ṣe pàtàkì nínú ìran ẹ̀dá láyé tẹ̀dá ò lè gbàgbé olélè tá ń ṣe lónìí. Ẹ wá fi ọjọ́ òní bàbá ẹ fi ṣe point of contact sí Elédùmarè ọba tó dá yín tó gbéṣẹ́ ilé yín lọ́wọ́ pé kó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ rí iṣẹ́ yìí jẹ́ ní àjẹyè àti àjẹpé kílẹ̀ Oòduà kó bọ́ sí yín kẹ́ ẹ sì fà lé àwọn ọmọ yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ bọ́ lọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí àwọn ọmọ yìí ṣetán tá a fi àṣẹ sí torí níbí lónìí ẹni tí ò ti jẹun bẹnu wa ẹni tó ti jẹun bẹnu wa mùsùlùmí ń bẹnu wa onígbàgbọ́ ń bẹnu wa oníṣẹ̀ṣe ń bẹ ó dẹ̀ ẹni tí ò ń bẹnu wa ẹni tọ́lọ́run fi àṣẹ sí lẹ́nu ó ń bẹnu àwọn kan tún wò wá níta báyìí tó yẹ pé wọ́n ní àṣẹ lọ́wọ́ a fẹ́ kí ẹ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí mo sì nígbàgbọ́ pé níta bá sọ lónìí àrò òwúrọ̀ mọ́ ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí máa wọlẹ̀ máa rọra Akintoye máa wọlẹ̀ máa rọra Adebanji máa wọlẹ̀ máa rọra tí bá ní kẹ́ máa gbẹ́sọ̀ kan sí bá ní kẹ́ máa jó ni ká máa ná lówó láti bì ká máa ná lówó ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá a fẹ́ gbóhùn lẹ́nu yín.
ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ náà púpọ̀ láti ọkàn mi wá mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín alẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lóko lónìí mo dúpẹ́ o. Níwòye àná àwọn ọmọ kan wá kí ni mo bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ó dàbí pé Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé kí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá kó ká mi lára kí n dẹ̀ máa ready láti ṣe anything make any sacrifice fún tó bá dáa fún Yorùbá. Mi ò ṣe politics kí n tó kúrò lé nígbà tí mo ń bọ̀ ní yunifásitì mi ò ṣe politics rárá. Nígbà tó di 1959 tí bàbá wa Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe campaign mo rí kinní kan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àwa tá a rí a ò pọ̀ wọ́n tí èèyàn méjì ní àtòbí mẹ́ta tá a rí. Èèyàn náà ni wípé bí bàbá wa ṣe jẹ́ òun ló ń ṣe campaign tó dáa sí gbogbo Nàìjíríà jẹ́ aeroplane ìfọdókè tí àwọn afẹ́fẹ́ kọ́ ilé ọ̀pẹ lójú ọ̀run tá ń ṣe tí gbogbo ayé ń pàdé wọn tá ń jẹ́ wọn sí gbogbo bí àwọn tó wà ní ìdí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ò fẹ́ wọn fẹ́ kí bàbá wa di dọ́kẹ́ president. Bàbá wa dẹ̀ mọ̀ at some point because he made a statement to touch hard. Mo wá gbé lọ bá àwọn ènìyàn náà méjì fún bàbá wa sọ. Bàbá wa ní the British lion still generic does not eat people. The British lion, still generic, does not eat people. Bàbá wa mọ̀ wípé àwọn British ò fẹ́ òun. But ó bìlí pé tóun bá ń sọ dáadáa nípa wọn bóyá wọ́n lè yí ìwà èrò náà ọkàn wọn sí òun bóyá wọ́n lè yí padà. Wọ́n lè yí padà torí nǹkan tí àwọn ń fẹ́. Iṣẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn wá béèrè kọ́ńtì kan ní Nàìjíríà kó bá dáa. Tó bá jẹ́ kó wá béèrè kọ́ńtì kan kó dáa ẹ̀yà pẹ́sẹ́lá ìbàbá wa ló yẹ kó ní kó tó president Nàìjíríà ti ní ìpínlẹ̀. They won the election and they rigged it against him. One of the people who served in the British government, then Ayekooto, under the governor general, ó kọ memoir later pé àwa àríìgì election yẹn ni àwa mọ̀ pé àwa la rí ìdí ẹ̀. Ó ní gómìnà ní ká lọ pè ń wá. Tó pé òun jẹ́ ọmọdé tó ń jẹ́ jáde ní yunifásitì ní Oxford University tó ń wá sáàbù ní colonial office ní Èkó. Òun máa tó bó bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo ẹ̀rọ náà náà fẹ́ kó gòkè kó borí kó ṣe. Ó máa ń yà ọ́ lẹ́nu àwọn ọmọ yìí mọ̀wé àwọn ọmọ yìí máa ẹni táǹtì ẹ̀ pé Awólọ́wọ̀ is a superior human being. He can be president of any country in the world. And yet, look at the àwọn ọmọ dọ́gbọ́n yẹ ti mú wọn dọ́gbọ́n yẹ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ti. So òun máa ń make occasional statement wípé wọ́n ẹ̀ lọ́dún ní sọ̀rọ̀ bí ipò dá. Ní gómìnà wa ní kan lọ pé wọ́n lọ́sàn-án tó. Smith, you have a problem. Especially in politics or Nigeria, àwọn northern and southern and Awólọ́wọ̀ àkàkọ́gbọ́ wọn pé bá a ṣe ń ṣe ó rò pé kò dáa. Ó ní òótọ́ ló sọ kò dáa ṣùgbọ́n bá ṣe ní ká ṣe nìyẹn. Àwọn tó rán wa sí nǹkan kan ní ká ṣe là ń ṣe. Àwa náà mọ̀ pé kò dáa. Wọ́n nìkan kọ́ ló pọ́n tó mọ̀ pé kò dáa. A mọ̀ wípé kò dáa, but this is what we have asked to come and do. Wọ́n tún gbọ́ wípé òun lérí káàkiri pé bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ṣà ó dàbí pé a fẹ́ rí ìgbé ẹ̀ fún àwọn ará náà. Pẹ̀lú ọmọ. Ó tún lọ tún sọ, you have a problem. You are right. Nǹkan tí wọ́n ní ká ṣe ni pé ká rí ìgbé lẹ́ṣà náà fún àwọn ará náà. Kì í ṣe àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ tán kàmpé tí gbogbo ẹ̀dá yìnyín tí gbogbo olú ẹni tó yẹ kó wẹ̀ ní lẹ́ṣà yẹn àmọ́ náà kò òṣòro òṣèlú bá ṣe ń ṣe election nílùú tiwa nìyẹn. Ẹni tó bá ń ṣe irú nǹkan tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ń ṣe ní campaign yáwìn lamẹ́ríkà àbí ní Britain àbí anywhere. Ìgbọ́n kò lè win ní DP kọ́ àwa láwọn ṣáàjì àwọn tó tẹ̀lé wá pé Awólọ́wọ̀ ò gbúdọ̀ win. Nígbà tí election náà lọ tán ní bàbá wa ò wọlé. You're in the government. Again, with the politician, they are not becoming president politics. You're buying a politician. Especially statement to Baba software. I know the British Lion, they are benevolent. It doesn't eat human beings. They run a year. The British Lion will eat human beings. That is what is good for their own country. And so, I mean, the young girl was a girlfriend in England, who is now my wife. Just 1 year younger than myself. 88, she's 87. She was an undergraduate, I was an undergraduate. She was the most popular woman student in the whole university. In the election to the National Students' Union, she won the largest number of votes among all the contestants and became the leader of the Ibadan UCI delegation. So I spoke to her. Don't want to share that one. Only yes, only. So the destiny of our nation is sealed. And it told the mouse of money. What is in no do? Man no do. Let us just decide to do something about it. And we have been doing that since then. A few days later, we formed the Action Group Students Association. Àwọn èèyàn kan tó dàgbà lára wa bí ọdún Fáládé from Òṣogbo àfiṣe chairman wa àwọn tá a jẹ́ kéékèèké lẹ́yìn àṣẹ òkú rẹ̀. Girlfriend was our woman being. That's how we started. A few months later, we graduated and left the back. But Action Group Youth Association, the Action Group Students Association. Ó ti lágbára gan katókùrò. Ojú ọdún kan gbàtà jáde tán gbàtà Akintoye dá Western region. Àwọn British kọ́ pé kó ṣe nǹkan tó máa da Western region rú tó máa benefit àwọn náà tóun náà dé agree. Ló dẹ̀ ṣe tó dá tó sọ wá di ẹrú àwọn náà. our form Action Book Students Association, because we are Action Book people essentially. Our form Action Book Students Association. Our lordship project can move me in December 1965. People came from all over Yoruba. Thank you. Osheba. I get a lot. Okay, Baba, all right. No, sorry. Emotion identity, our create action book user association. And that's a couple of guys say they are the best. Our country group àwọn káàkiri ilé àwọn leaders ìwà àwọn tó jẹ́ àgbààgbà àwọn ọ̀gá ní action group tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n bá dárúkọ wọn tẹ́lù abáyàn àwọn abẹ̀sí wá yálé wọn bàbá délé ilé wọn ní ká pẹ̀lẹ́ nígbà tá bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa kò yẹ kiri jẹ́ àwọn awádìí nǹkan tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí gbogbo àwọn northerners àwọn máa tẹ̀mọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo àti wò wọ́n kankan ẹ̀tọ́ yẹlẹ̀ àtàtàn tẹ̀ gbé bàbá wa sẹ́wọ̀n àtúntò wa múra ní. Ẹ̀ka bá ti sọ gbogbo dáadáa àwọn yẹn tán ní ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀yàn ọmọdé máa wó lọ́wọ́ ní ẹnìkan tó ń fẹ́ wọ́n yà wá lẹ́nu kí àwọn ọmọ yìí ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ bíi eléyìí. Ẹni tó líìdì yín tí gbogbo yín fọwọ́pọ̀ tẹ́ the Western region, the best government on the African continent, the most productive government on the African continent. Tẹ́ ṣe lé ṣe tọ̀ first in Africa. And now you are saying that Tara may kind of better. Our decided where the Yoruba nation, as led by these people, is dead. We must wake up the Yoruba nation. I can't even say the name. I'm doing one program, one no children, one darling, no children, so I don't scare them. I just see the Yoruba nation in front of me in danger, and I want to take the danger away and make the Yoruba nation stand as God wants it to stand in the world. That's all. And I want company to tell me about insult me, can shake one day shaking me, she making binu because me shake me more because you won't yet see me.
Very good. Very good. God bless you, Baba.
The chances are good this time around that we can save our nation. We can migrate our nation from Nigeria and become an independent country on our own. Running our affairs in the way that the modern world will be proud of and marvel at. And they say we are going to do it. I have never left the path since I entered into it in 1959. I can never leave. I know that the Yoruba nation is in danger for one important reason. The British didn't want us to be part of the management of the affairs of Nigeria. Our lawyer can't fish or red. Our lawyers, doctors, engineers, can't work. By the 1860s, the first newspaper to be published on the African continent, we published it in Abeokuta in 1859. But that one, you were in the 1890s. Oh, yeah, but yeah, I don't want to read one, but I want to live in the so one short, I was looking but I'm a baby to one of them more. I see party papo, I see papo. I'll invite or else. I want none invite. But deep inside of them, they were determined to be among me. tá a bá ń jẹ́ kí wọ́n kán ní agbára ní Nàìjíríà, wọ́n á lò ó against wa torí pé wọ́n mọ̀wé wọ́n tún gbọ́n, and we must not let them have a chance in Nigeria. That's the truth about Nigeria. That's why they gave the government of Nigeria to the least educated people in Nigeria. That's why on the day of independence, there local come after Fuji Power was sick at the podium. There, Chichiloku, he was treated as a nobody. And the British were the people in charge of all the arrangements. So, we formed the Action Group Students Association and invited our father to come to the campus. And we held a huge rally to receive him at what we call the Tower Hall in front of Trenchard Hall. It was a huge thing. I became his son from that afternoon, and I am still his son today. But when I was asked to speak, I spoke in such a way that he called me, "What's your name?" I hear that you are from Christ School. I was young. Yes, I visited Christ School before. Were you there when I visited? I said, yes, and saw me in the library in Christ School. Yeah, I remember. I became his son from that day on, and I am his son till today. He loved our nation. He loved our nation completely. He was not ready to look for anything for himself. There was nothing. He wanted nothing for himself. All he wanted was the well-being, the improvement in the quality of the life of our people. At some point, he thought he could bring the same love to Nigeria so that Nigeria and the Yoruba nation can grow and succeed together. And we founded the Unity Party of Nigeria. About that Unity Party of Nigeria, after 20 years, I want to day, 20 years, I've made your background. Our name, our name, but I knew that the intellectual power of our Yoruba nation was there among these young people. Okay, held the meeting with us, and the message was simple. Nigeria is our country. Whether we like it or not, it's still our country. It has been through a terrible war and killed millions of its own citizens. And that's a terrible record. But nevertheless, we can build Nigeria. We can rebuild Nigeria. We have the capability to make Nigeria a great country. So let us go and do it. And we are ready. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwaseun, our big economist, Professor Sam Ayekooto, our other professors, but our I have just been made I have just become a university professor. David of like me. Who are the young ones? Total of about 8 or 9 of us sat with Papa in a hall. About 2 years ago, I was invited to, about 3 years ago, I was invited to give a lecture after I returned from America. I was invited to give a lecture in Ife on the anniversary of Professor Oluwaseun. And I was lodged in the same house where Papa used to stay. We call it the Chancellor's Lodge. That night, I didn't sleep a minute because all the memories of the 3 days meeting that we held in that house, that little house, all the meetings that we held, all the deliberations, all the thinking and planning that finally created the Unity Party of Nigeria, the best political party in the history of Africa, Everything was done in that house. And so I could not sleep all night. I was turning all of it around in my mind all night. We created the Unity Party of Nigeria. We gave it a lot of intellectual power. By the grace of God, I became chairman of many of the special committees that we created to establish particular areas of development for Nigeria. And ultimately, I wrote the manifesto of the party. And the afternoon, after I was elected, after I had finished reading the manifesto and the constitution of the party, standing in front of the crowd from all over Nigeria for the whole day, Papa called me. Papa said, Banji, everybody is saying you should be secretary of our party. They don't care that you are young. They don't care. They just love you. But you cannot become secretary of our party because they have already elected me chairman of the party, leader of the party. You cannot have leader of the party from Yoruba Southwest and have secretary of the party from the Yoruba Southwest. And I agreed, absolutely. And so I was elected assistant national secretary of the UPA. But I could see all along that from behind the scenes, the British were helping to manipulate the affairs of India. And actually in 1962-63, when Tifawla was accused of treasonable felony and a British policeman and so on came to make the case against him, and he was not allowed to defend the lawyers of his own choice and so on. What they originally planned, what they and the northern rulers of Nigeria, what they planned was that they would accuse him of treason, declare him guilty, and execute him. That's what they planned. It was the intervention of some big, powerful families in Britain that turned them away from God and made them reduce it to treasonable felony, which are only in prison. While Papa was in prison, I was often there in Calabar to go and say hello to him. One day, I guess from reading something in scriptures or something, I wrote a poem for Papa. Dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to fight to find a purpose true, dare to make it known, dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to find a purpose true, dare to make it known, dare to do it until there is nothing left of you. Keep doing it. Our father came back from prison. We founded the action group, and we founded the Unity Party. We won the election. Obasanjo was president. The British were the people speaking to the big men of Nigeria from behind. He couldn't disobey them, and he declared that Tifawla did not win. I don't want to give the details. I have seen the Yoruba nation treated so badly, so much like shit in Nigeria, that there is nothing anybody can do to me that can amount to that type of degradation. I have seen degradation. You say you think you can abuse me and call me a thief and say I have taken money. No, all that is child's play. I have seen my people go into degradation, and I am determined to help them get out of it. There is nothing you can do or say that can take me out of this struggle. No, nothing. In December 1983, another coup led by another military officer. And then in 1985, another coup led by another military officer. And then in 1999, Babangida, who was then the military president of Nigeria, began to say, "Oh, I'm going to return the government to civilians." Now begin to establish political parties. And our people, my closest friends, began to run around to create a political party. And I was not sure that that was the right thing to do. I had many meetings with many of my people who came to see me in my house in Nigeria. And I told them we are doing it wrong. And they said, no, it is because Baba is dead. Baba is no longer among us. Now we have decided that you should go and write the manifesto. If you wrote the manifesto, you are refusing. It's because Baba is not among us. Then no, it is not because Baba is not among us. It is because we are doing the way Baba would not have done it. Baba will not rush into creating a political party. We will first of all look at the things as the parameters, as the reality of Nigeria as they are, and we decide what we want to do in the circumstance. You are not deciding what you want to do in the circumstance. You are doing what Babangida said you should go and do. But Babangida, the same Babangida who is telling us that is going to recognize two political parties, is going to create two parties, is building headquarters for two parties around the country in every local government area. The same Babangida is sending money clandestinely to all the 45 or more organizations that have been founded by politicians, each of which is hoping to become a political party. So the man who is telling you, oh, I will give support, I will recognize only two political parties. And for that reason, I'm building headquarters for two political parties across the country. The same person is now sending money clandestinely to everyone, including our own organization. So I said, doesn't that tell you that there is something in the offing, something wrong? They said, no, we're going to found a political party. So, and I had the information that they went over to Babangida and told them to make sure that I am tied down in the country. And so the cultural minister under Babangida, the cultural minister whose office was with the National Theatre in Egnomu, sent a letter to me. The letter simply said the president has asked us to appoint you as Rapporteur General, I don't know where they got that from, of a special committee to write the cultural policy for Nigeria. I was in my house in Ayekooto. I was reading in my veranda when a young man dressed in a beautiful suit and coming in driving a Nigerian government car, federal government, FGN car, came into my home, came out of his car, came over to me and gave me the letter. I knew that my people were working with Babangida now. So gave a reply on the spot. My computer was by my side. And my response was very brief. Thank you for the appointment. I accept. I will come to Lagos in the right time. But I didn't intend to go there. Oh, some of my uncles who are a little educated, I'm excited. This is good. That's the kind of job that you can do better than anybody and so on. And I said, thank you. But what I began to plan immediately was to leave Nigeria. I went and got they had seized my passport at the time of the coup and my diplomatic passport. But by the grace of God, there was a young man in the passport office in Nigeria who knew me and who then said to me, I know your passport has been seized, sir. But I do not have in front of me an explicit instruction not to give you a passport. So I am going to give you a passport. And he gave me a passport. And I was able to leave Nigeria. I've left a very big chunk of the story. The story of how we lost our father, what we then did, of how we not want us to mourn, so we did not mourn. We then planned a great funeral. At the night of speeches, I was asked to speak on behalf of the Unity Party. There were other people who spoke on behalf of the Action Group, this and that. But I was the person who spoke on behalf of the Unity Party. Said goodbye to our. And the world looked like empty to me for a long time. But by the time these people were running around saying, we're founding a party, at the first, a governor, a governor, and so forth. I just looked down. It reached a point that, I was being blackmailed. I would go out and I would come back, my house would be filled with candidates for this or that. And because they believed that they needed to hold their meeting, their campaign meetings in my house in order to get support. All of that time, I was preparing to leave the country. Finally, in September 1990, as a sort of invitation by a university in America, I was able to leave Nigeria. Seriously speaking, I didn't think of coming back. But the commitment I have made to the Yoruba nation in my heart was difficult to get rid of. I couldn't get rid of it. In 2006, I called 8 people to join me in Temple University, in the city of Philadelphia. And I explained to them what I wanted. We needed to have a strong intellectual body studying the position of the Yoruba nation in Nigeria, the impact of Nigeria on the Yoruba nation. And they agreed to work with me. So we formed an organization that we called Odua Foundation. And Odua Foundation grew in the next 4 or 5 years until it became a very large body with members from many countries of the world. And we used to hold seminars and symposiums on nothing but particular aspects of the life of the Yoruba nation in the context of Nigeria. And every one of them showed us that the Yoruba nation was going steadily down. Even under Adebanji, who was supposed to be a Yoruba president. Almost every country in the world. And at the end of it all, we decided that it was our decision, our consideration, our resolution that the only thing that can restore the strength of the Yoruba nation and prevent the Yoruba nation from keeping it to go down, 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 the only thing that can prevent the Yoruba nation from perishing ultimately, and we visited all of us, politicians, everybody. From that day on, and I am his son till today. He loved our nation. He loved our nation completely. He was not ready to look for anything for himself. There was nothing. He wanted nothing for himself. All he wanted was the well-being, the improvement in the quality of the life of our people. At some point, he thought he could bring the same love to Nigeria, so that Nigeria and the Yoruba nation can grow and succeed together. And we founded the Unity Party of Nigeria. Bàbá tó dá Unity Party of Nigeria sí àtàkùn lọ sí ẹ̀wọ̀n náà ti dé lọ sáàbù ní ìjọba bàbá àná. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ wá bá wa ní Ifẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké la wà ní Ifẹ̀ bàbá ní òwúrọ̀. The intellectual power of our Yoruba nation was there among these young people. Came, held a meeting with us, and the message was simple. Nigeria is our country. Whether we like it or not, it's still our country. It has been through a terrible war and killed millions of its own citizens. And that's a terrible record. But nevertheless, we can build Nigeria, we can rebuild Nigeria. We have the capability to make Nigeria a great country. So let us go and do it. And we are doing it. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwasami, our big economist, Professor Sam Akintoye, our other professors, but our from KKK, just been made it, just become a university professor. David up there, like me. I didn't know who are the young ones. Total of about 8 or 9 of us. Start with Papa in Nepal. About 2 years ago, I was invited to, about 3 years ago, I was invited to give a lecture after I come from America. I was invited to give a lecture in Ife, the anniversary of Professor Oluwasami. And I was lodged in the same house where Papa used to stay. We call it the Chancellor's Lodge. That night, I didn't sleep a minute because all the memories of the 3 days meeting that we held in that house, that little house, all the meetings that we held, all the deliberations, all the thinking and planning that finally created the Unity Party of Nigeria, the best political party in the history of Africa. Everything was done in that house. And so I could not sleep all night. I was turning all of it around in my mind, all night. We created the Unity Party of Nigeria. We gave it a lot of intellectual power. By the grace of God, I became chairman of many of the special committees that we created to establish particular areas of development for Nigeria. And ultimately, I wrote the manifesto of the party. And the afternoon, after I was elected, after I finished reading the manifesto and the constitution of the party, standing in front of the crowd from all over Nigeria for the whole day, Papa called me. Papa said, Banji, everybody is saying you should be secretary of our party. They don't care that you are young. They don't care. They just love you. But you cannot become secretary of our party. Because they have already elected me chairman of the party, leader of the party. You cannot have leader of the party from Yoruba Southwest and have secretary of the party from the Yoruba Southwest. And I agreed, absolutely. And so I was elected assistant national secretary of the UPA. But I could see all along that from behind the scenes, British government helping to manipulate the affairs of Nigeria. Actually, in 1962-63, when Tipaula was accused of treasonable felony, and British policemen and so on came to make the case against him, and he was not allowed to defend to the lawyers of his own choice and so on. What they originally planned, what they and the northern rulers of Nigeria, what they planned was that they would accuse him of treason, declare him guilty, and execute him. That's what they planned. It was the intervention of some big, powerful families in Britain that turned them away from God and made them reduce it to treasonable felony, which are they in prison. While Papa was in prison, I was often there in Calabar to go and say hello to him. One day, I guess from reading something in scriptures or something, I wrote a poem. Dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to find a purpose true, dare to make it known, dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to find a purpose true, dare to make it known, dare to do it until there is nothing left of you. Keep doing it. Our father came back from prison. We founded the Action Group, and we founded the Unity Party. We won the election. Obasanjo was president. The British were the people speaking to the big men of Nigeria from behind. He couldn't disobey them, and he declared that Tipaula did not win. I don't want to give the details. I have seen the Yoruba nation treated so badly, so much like shit in Nigeria, that there is nothing anybody can do to me that can amount to that type of degradation. I have seen degradation. You think you can abuse me and call me a thief and say I have taken money? No, all that is child's play. I have seen my people go into degradation, and I am determined to help them get out of it. There is nothing you can do or say that can take me out of this struggle. No, nothing. In December 1983, another coup led by another military officer. And then in 1985, another coup led by another military officer. And then in 1999, Babangida, who was then the military president of Nigeria, began to say, "Oh, I'm going to return the government to civilians." Now begin to establish political parties. And our people, my closest friends, I began to run around to create a political party. And I was not sure that that was the right thing. I had many meetings with many of my people who came to see me in my house in Nigeria. And I told them we are doing it wrong. And they said, no, it is because Baba is dead. Baba is no longer among us. Now we have decided that if you go and write the manifesto, if you wrote the manifesto, you are refusing. It's because Baba is not among us. Then no, it is not because Baba is not among us. It is because we are doing the way Baba would not have done it. That will not rush into creating a political party. We will first of all look at the things as the parameters, as the reality of Nigeria as they are, and we decide what we want to do in the circumstance. You are not deciding what you want to do in the circumstance. You are doing what Babangida said you should go and do. But Babangida is the same Babangida who is telling us that they would is going to recognize two political parties, is going to place two parties, is building headquarters for two parties around the country in every local government area. The same Babangida is sending money clandestinely to all the 45 or more organizations that have been funded by politicians, each of which is hoping to become a political party. So the man who is telling you, oh, I will give support, I will recognize only two political parties. And for that reason, I'm building headquarters for two political parties across the country. The same person is now sending money clandestinely to everyone, including our own organization. So as doesn't that tell you that there is something in the offing, something wrong? They said, no, we're going to found a political party. So, and I had the information that they went over to Babangida and told them to make sure that I am tied down in the country. And so the cultural minister under Babangida, the cultural minister whose office was in the National Theatre in Egamu, sent a letter to me. The letter simply said the president has asked us to appoint you as Rapporteur General, I don't know where they got that from, of a special committee to write the cultural policy for Nigeria. I was in my house in Ayekooto. I was reading in my veranda when a young man dressed in a beautiful suit and coming in driving a Nigerian government car, federal government, FGN car, came into my home, came out of his car, came over to me and gave me the letter. I knew that my people were working with Babangida now. So I gave a reply on the spot. My computer was by my side. And my response was very brief. Thank you for the appointment. I accept. I will come to Lagos in the right time. But I didn't intend to go there. Oh, some of my uncles who are a little educated, why excited? I think this is good. That's the kind of job that you can do better than anybody and so on. And I said, thank you. But what I began to plan immediately was to leave Nigeria. Went and got my. They had seized my passport at the time of the coup and my diplomatic passport. But by the grace of God, there was a young man in the passport office in Nigeria who knew me and who then said to me, I know your passport has been seized, sir. But I do not have in front of me an explicit instruction not to give you a passport. So I am going to give you a passport. And he gave me a passport. And I was able to read it. I've left a very big chunk of the story. The story of how we lost our father, what we then did, of how we not want us to mourn, so we did not mourn. We planned a great funeral. At the night of speeches, I was asked to speak on behalf of the Unity Project. Other people spoke on behalf of the Action Group, this and that. But I was the person who spoke on behalf of the Unity Project. A goodbye to our. The world looked empty to me for a long time. But by the time these people were running around saying the family and party, at the first a governor, the governor, the next my brother and so forth. I just looked down. It reached a point that I was being blackmailed. I would go out and I would come back. My house would be filled with candidates or this or that, and because they believed that they needed to hold their meeting, their campaign meetings in my house in order to get support. All of that time, I was preparing to leave the country. Finally, in September 1990, as a result of an invitation by a university in America, I was able to leave Nigeria. Seriously speaking, I didn't think of it. But the commitment that I made to the Yoruba nation in my heart was difficult to get rid of. I couldn't get rid of it. In 2006, I called 8 people to join me in Temple University in the city of Philadelphia. And I explained to them what I wanted. We needed to have a strong intellectual body studying the position of the Yoruba nation in Nigeria, the impact of Nigeria on the Yoruba nation. And they agreed to work with me. So we formed an organization that we called Odua Foundation. And Odua Foundation grew in the next 4 or 5 years until it became a very large body with members from many countries of the world. And we used to hold seminars and symposiums on nothing but particular aspects of the life of the Yoruba nation in the context of Nigeria. And every one of them showed us that the Yoruba nation was going steadily down. Even under Adebanji, who was supposed to be a Yoruba president. By 2014, the result of our intense studies of the situation, very intense, we had come to the irrevocable decision that the only thing that can save the Yoruba nation was pushed in the wrong place from the start. The people who pushed the Yoruba nation to it from the past, the British had created a destiny for the Yoruba nation. It was unavoidable. For us to avoid it, we have to fight. So in 2014, we had a very large symposium. Participants from almost every country in the world. And at the end of it all, we decided that it was our decision, our consideration, our resolution That's the only thing that can restore the strength of the Yoruba nation and prevent the Yoruba nation from keeping it to go down, down, down. The only thing that can prevent the Yoruba nation from perishing ultimately is to get the Yoruba nation out of it. Then the Yoruba nation will be free to do its own thing. That was August 2014. Meeting, city of meeting. Following up on that decision, the pressure now mounted on me that I should leave America and go back home to our people. The first time since I left home, I began to think of returning home. In October 2015, I led a delegation of Odua Foundation, 5 members, with me as the chief, to come and visit the leaders of the Yoruba people, and we visited all others, politicians, everybody. The day before we left Nigeria was the day we had set aside to visit Mama. Although she was then close to 100 years. When I phoned, I was in Nigeria. I said, we have not eaten 100 yam in this house for a long time. Get it ready for me. So it was very happy. When I arrived, Mama was sitting there, no longer walking there. She was sitting, pushing chair, pushing chair. I grabbed a stool, put it next to her, sat next to her. She grabbed my hair, held it to herself for breast of. And when you were going, you told me you were going to be teaching for a year. You've been away now for this many years. So my question to you now is, when are you going to do the thing your father wanted you to do here? When are you going to do the things that your father wanted you to do? I didn't know exactly what Mama was talking about. Never said explicitly to me that I should do anyone else. But Mama never stopped asking that question. And you, your father wanted you to do a lot of things for your people here, for our people here. And you wanted us for these many years. When are you going to do them now for our people? The next day we returned to America. And on the way I couldn't think of anything to say that talk about how I lived. Mama had not its home. I had to return home. Then I came home in December 2000. And when I came home, the first thing that occurred to me was to go around to give lectures about the Yoruba nation. You must have seen some videos of some of those. What was I trying to do? To build the confidence and strength of the Yoruba people by telling them about the greatness of their past. The Yoruba nation was a great thing in the past. While most of Africa had lived in whatever, the Yoruba people had built great cities. We were the only urbanized nation on the African continent, and one of the most urbanized nations in the world.
Wow.
The result is that when they came in the middle of the 19th century bringing Christianity, when they came bringing Christianity and education, that were able to jump ahead of them all, become the most educated people. I made it my duty to go about giving such lectures. Some people invited me, one organization, the other organization, and so on and so forth. And I gave the lectures. I think that is why some young people held a meeting in August 2015 in Ibadan without really consulting me. And elected me as what they call leader of the Yoruba nation. I knew they were not looking for a political leader of the Yoruba nation. They were looking for a working leader of the Yoruba nation. They were looking for a servant for the Yoruba nation. And I was ready to accept the position of servant. But it was difficult to convince my people that I wasn't looking for a leader. So there was some sort of controversy around me that I wanted to replace one person or other as leader and so on. I just didn't listen to it. 1 month, I waited a whole month before I could answer the young man. Finally, I answered it, and I became leader. And the Yoruba World Congress did not look like it was going to satisfy my vision, my desire for the Yoruba nation, and people with ambitions that did not compare with mine. We moved on and created another one. I'm being at this. That's not the we are moving forward. We vowed to our people from the beginning that this was going to be a peaceful and law-abiding struggle. And it has been. And we are not going to change it. As I stand talking to you here tonight, I can say a great deal of confidence in the power of God that we shall soon have it. That we Yoruba will soon have. That we shall soon have orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Orúkọ táwọn ọmọdé ni wọ́n máa pè é nìyẹn. Orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Where we can rule ourselves the way we know how to rule now. Where we can create a successful country, successful economy, great technologically advanced country. We can do it. Thank you for praying for me. Everybody who pray for me says, Father, Baba, ilẹ̀ ìlérí náà ni kankan ní ṣe yín máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní wá máa dúró máa rántí mi náà you will be there yourself. You will be standing in the front. That prayer means a lot to me. I want to see the Yoruba nation standing on its feet, on the way to prosperity, on its way to full strength and prosperity. I am not looking for any position or anything. I'm looking for money. People talk about money as if it is money is not important. I don't need anybody's money. I don't need any position. I just want one thing, namely, that the Yoruba nation is liberated. from this quagmire into which the British pushed us, and in which the British are still helping those who are pushing us down, down, down. I want us nothing more than we should be free from Nigeria, set up our own country, and begin to build a great powerful Yoruba country in the world. That is all. But I get tired of that struggle. I've been at it all since my childhood. As of the year 1959, when 3 or 4 of us were establishing that Young Students Association, and I was 24 years old. In the first federal election after independence, our region was in turmoil. We were the leaders of the Action Group Youth Association. The Action Group Youth Association in Ekiti nominated me as candidate for the Nigerian House of Representatives. I didn't expect to win. They came to grab me from Ibadan, where I was a graduate student, and they grabbed me and brought me home and said, "It's you who will go and represent us." I had no money. They said, "We don't need your money. Stop talking like that." Okay. So the nomination came. There were 64 nomination votes. I won 57 out of the 64 and became the candidate, and became the youngest candidate in that Nigeria in the whole of the country. One newspaper said a schoolboy called me a schoolboy will become a member of the House of Representatives. That's my story. It's a story of a fight. I cannot give away. I cannot stop fighting, even if I chose to. Today, I cannot do it. It's too late. I am committed to the struggle for the liberation and the strengthening of the Yoruba nation. Irrevocably, unchangeably. So those people who are sending people to go and tell stories, Akintoye, you can go on and do so more and more and more. You are not touching me at all. My mission is set and clear before me and before my God. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, Aki gbogbo ilé pátápátá o. A kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Ẹ ṣé gan ni gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a fìwé pè lọ́jọ́ títí òní. Tẹ́ ẹ dìde tí ẹ dá wa lóhùn tí ẹ wo ọlá bàbá mọ́ wa lára. Èmi ni Dr. Zabi láti.
You are muted, man. You are muted.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi báyìí?
Yeah.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Okay, mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá wípé a kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a fìwé pè ní pàjáwìrì fún nǹkan ayọ̀, nǹkan ayọ̀ la máa bára wa ṣe. Mo ní bàbá kan, bàbá ara tó mọyì ọmọ, kò fi wá ṣeré, bàbá ara tó mọyì ọmọ. Inú mi dùn wípé mo jẹ́ kan ní ara ọmọ bàbá. Kò sígbàkigbà tó bá pe bàbá báyìí, ó rí bàbá bọ̀ tí wọ́n máa rí smile nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bá wọn sọ. Pẹ̀lẹ́ ọmọ mi, in short, àlàáfíà ni, ṣé ẹ má jà, ìwàásù ni bàbá wa máa ṣe fún wa. Ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ wípé a máa ń tẹ̀ mọ́ra wa lẹ́nu wípé nínú Yorùbá World Media ayé ò gbà wá láti ṣépè, ayé gbà wá láti búyàn. Bòtòbò tó bá lọ dé orí ìkànnì tiẹ̀ o lè lọ ṣe nǹkan tó bá wù ẹ̀bẹ̀ torí pé a mọ̀ wípé a ní ẹni tó Ìjẹ̀bú ló máa ń sọ pé a lolúbàwí, a ní àwọn tá à ń gbọ́rọ̀ sí lẹ́nu. A dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé ọjọ́ títí òní ó ṣojú ẹ̀mí wa. Ọjọ́ tá a bá máa gbé flag náà sókè ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ó máa ṣojú ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa pátápátá. Bàbá mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o bá mi ẹ̀mí ọlárin agún o àpẹ́ ni o ẹ wà ní ẹ̀mí wẹ̀ ní gùn nínú ààrẹ o ẹ̀ní gùn nínú àìsàn o nínú ọlá ńlá ìwòye ọdún ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ṣáà máa gbé àsíá ẹni òkè nínú Yorùbá Nation bó máa ṣe rí rẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Happy birthday to you, sir. Now, Baba Gbẹ̀du.
Ẹ̀sọ́ lẹ́kìtì.
Máa sọ létà ẹ má wọrí. Baba Gbẹ̀du ti sọ̀rọ̀ má pé àwọn èèyàn wa méjì mẹ́ta tó ti sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ wa mo lè gbàyàn bí mẹ́ta láàyè láti nawọ́ sókè. Yorùbáwùyí iṣẹ́ wa ń bẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí Yorùbáwùyí ẹ jẹ́ kán gbóhùn sókè kan bá wa kí bàbá lóní kíákíá. Kí Baba Gbẹ̀du kẹ́ máa múra sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bàbá àròpọ̀re kẹtẹ̀lé bàbá Gbẹ̀du bàbá àròpọ̀re tẹ bá wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ ṣe gan ni. Now Yorùbáwùyí my sister tẹ bá wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ bá mi kí bàbá ẹ ṣe gan ni. 1 minute la ní o 1 minute. Ẹ bá wa on mute Yorùbáwùyí tán bá wà ń bẹ̀.
Kọ́ nawọ́ sókè ẹjọ́.
Ó ń bọ̀ now.
Yorùbáwùyí ọ̀sí lára ọ̀gbìnà ẹjọ́.
Ok, Baba Gbẹ̀du ẹ bá wa kí bàbá.
Wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti wà ń bẹ̀.
Ok, Yorùbáwùyí ẹ gbóhùn sókè.
Bàbá ẹ ṣeun o ẹ kú ọdún èní o ẹ̀mí yẹn á ṣọ̀pọ̀ láyé rẹ o. Bàbá ẹ ti dàgbà o ẹ máa padà dògbó lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba.
Àmín.
Ìgbà tó bá wà lò láyé yín ẹ ní mọ̀sáré ọmọ o Yorùbá Nation yà nígbà lẹ́yìn ẹ ní ṣiṣẹ́ àṣeyọwọ́ ẹ ní ṣiṣẹ́ àṣedànù. Agbára Ọlọ́run mo jẹ́ kí gbogbo ilé náà àwa náà dàgbà á dògbò á ní dàgbà jàtìjàtì o.
Àmín.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Àmín. Ẹ ṣe gan ni. Baba Gbẹ̀du Olúgbẹ̀du Wàkà ẹ bá wa gbóhùn sókè 1 minute.
Bàbá mi ò ní nǹkan kan tí màá sọ pé kí n congratulation and mo ní gift kan fún yín kí n tó fún yín ní gift yẹn màá fi kún ọ̀rọ̀ Awólọ́wọ̀ tẹ́ sọ. Mo rántí gbà tá a wà kékeré ní 1979 tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ìbò tó sọ fún gbogbo akabọ́ta ta lọ wo Awólọ́wọ̀ nínú òṣùpá àti gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ omi story tẹ́ sọ lẹ́yìn ó kún mi rántí gbà yẹn. Ẹ̀rántí is a very long story.
Èmi náà rántí o, mo rántí Baba Gbẹ̀du, mo rántí Ṣàgámù láti tètè wa.
Ọmọ máa jẹ́ ká rántí Awólọ́wọ̀ dáadáa. And kíní kan ni mo rí nínú ìwà kíní kan ni mo rí nínú ìwà Babádájọ́ tí mo ti mọ̀ wọ́n. Wọ́n ń hùwà bí àwọn òbí mi. Kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún mọ́mì mi láyé yìí. Wọ́n ní bínú. There was a day tí mo lọ jẹun níbì kan tí ẹnìkan bú ìyá mi ó ní kò ní dá fún ìyá ẹ̀ mọ́mì mi dẹ̀ wá lọ́ọ̀kan èmi náà dẹ̀ wá ìgbájú tó dáa fún wọ́n na pìtìpìtì sí mi lára gbà mo délé nígbà tó dijọ́ kejì mo á bí wọ́n léèrè mo ní kí lóde tẹ́ ṣe ń nà mí pé ṣé bí mo gbèjà yín ni wọ́n ní má gbèjà mi ò ní láti gbèjà mi mo lè gbèjà ara mi ó mú mi lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá ìjọ tẹ́lẹ̀ kọ́ bú bàbá bàbá ẹ fílẹ̀ ọmọ mi ni ẹjọ́ kó bú mi yẹn náà dẹ̀ bọ́ta yẹn náà níta tóun bá bú bàbá òun ta lòun fẹ́ bú bàbá ẹ̀bùn kan tí mo ní fún ilé ni mọ́mì mi ṣì wà láyé o ó dàgbẹ́ fìtara yìí so mo lẹ́dà ti fún mọ́mì mi torí dáàdì mi ti kú 5 years ago ẹ ṣé gan happy birthday sir good luck and long life sir ẹ ṣé gan.
Ọ̀daràn ni máa yí ọ̀daràn.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni Baba Gbẹ̀du God bless you ẹ ṣé gan ni sir. Now Mr. Ima Ọlágúnjú torí wípé àwa ara wa nìyẹn ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ pe àwọn èèyàn wa nínú world media náà kí n tó pe àwọn èèyàn mẹ́ta tí mo fún ní àyè láti jẹ́ kán sọ̀rọ̀. Mr. Ima Ọlágúnjú láti Spain ẹ bá wa ṣe ní 1 minute ẹ bá wa fi èdè kí bàbá.
Mo kí gbogbo ìjókòó Ìmá Ọbágùlù ni ìṣe Ọlágúnjú.
Ọbágùlù.
Yes. Mo kí bàbá mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo ìjókòó mo dúpẹ́ fún àǹfààní tí ẹ fún mi mo fi wà láàrin orí èmi ní last born inú ilé yìí mo dúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àṣèyí ṣàmọ́dún bàbá ẹ dògbò ẹ fọwọ́ páwú ẹ fẹ́rì kìjọbì ilẹ̀ Oòduà tí a ń jà fún a ṣe ojú yín ẹ máa bá wa rèsà àṣà lágbára Ọlọ́run nínú ọlá ńlá ní ojú ẹ̀mí lágbára Ọlọ́run àní ẹni fi kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣàwátì ní gbogbo àwa ọmọ àwa tá a jẹ́ ọmọ sí ní agbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní bí àgbáyà mo dẹ̀ ní ẹkú àmú mo kì í lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹkú àmúmọ́ra ẹkú gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ rògbòdìyàn lọ́tún lọ́sì àgbà gidi ní ẹ kì í ṣàgbàyà ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní dàgbàyà lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwa tá a jẹ́ ọmọ sí náà tí a dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé yín tá ń wo àríkọ́ṣe àrí pé ẹ ti lé lẹ́gẹ́sì tó dáa lẹ ti lé sílẹ̀ fún wa lágbára Ọlọ́run àwa náà a dẹ̀ ní ṣìlò lágbára Ọlọ́run á tẹ̀lé àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ ti ṣe sílẹ̀ fún wa lágbára Ọlọ́run àní ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan ní wa ò ní yàn kú lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣeun mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ilé o.
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá àròpọ̀ rẹ iṣẹ́ wa bẹ̀ bàbá àròpọ̀ rẹ tẹ bá wà bẹ ẹ bá wa gbóhùn sókè.
Dr. Safi ẹjọ má gbàgbé Kóìkì náà ti wọlé sí i o ọmọ wọn kan ti wọlé Kóìkì.
mo ti rí Kóìkì ẹ má wọrí mo ń wo orúkọ mi ẹ má wọrí.
àti
bàbá àròpọ̀
Àbíkẹ́
rẹ iṣẹ́ wa bẹ̀ bàbá àròpọ̀ rẹ ok mo fẹ́ pe ọmọ ọlọ́jọ́ bíi oṣù yìí náà tó tún jẹ́ ọ̀gá mi Ọ̀túnba Hu ẹ bá wa kí bàbá 1 minute ọ̀gá wa ń lé nìyẹn ọ̀gá wa pátápátá ṣe wà ń bẹ Ọ̀túnba.
Ọ̀túnba Hu dey on the third but anyway bàbá dáadáa bàbá àgbàlagbà papa Banji Akintoye is a unique person and àwọn tá a jẹ́ followers wọn ó máa ń ní àwọn criteria kan ó máa ń ní àwọn nǹkan kan tá a máa ń wò to call them as not only as a mentor but as a leader. I've said it one of them tí mo expose pé here is a man láàrin àyòmọye àwọn who is who ní Yorùbá land and he has overtaken them despite whatever it is. ọmọ wọn tó pọ̀ to decide pé ní bàbá yìí decide pé no matter what is going to lead this struggle. So olórí àdúrà tí gbogbo àti ṣe léni àdúrà yẹn máa gbà fún bàbá a ṣe fún ọ Olúwa fún ọ ní mọ́ ẹ̀mí gígùn ìgbà tá a bá máa celebrate Yorùbá nation wọn wà nítòsí wọn wà ń bẹ̀ so inú gbogbo wa dùn. I highly appreciate all the media. I want to say this again that iṣẹ́ wa pọ̀ àtẹnudọ́ ń ṣe tiẹ̀ separately or jointly iṣẹ́ wa pọ̀. And Papa has been the friend of the media. Àyọ̀mọ́yé àwọn tá a mọ̀ tí wọ́n tó jẹ́ pé olórí ni wọ́n ní different area of business tí wọ́n fẹ́ torí ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n tó ń tọ́ fẹ́ hide pọ̀. I don't think Banji Akintoye Prof mi ò pé wọ́n tó fẹ́ hide pọ̀. I want to assume he's not an angel, but that the fact that's one unique point yẹn ó máa ń jẹ́ kí ni mi dùn sí bàbá. He stood up pé wọ́n dúró wọ́n dẹ̀ ń fi ara gba gbogbo oríṣiríṣi èébú tẹ́lẹ̀ bàbá ń gbà èébú òṣò ọkọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn lọ́wọ́ ni so mi rò pé ẹ stage mo lọ sí bàbá kọ́ yẹn ni torí ó dé stage kan máa ń bú bàbá open lè ní bàbá jẹ̀bú èébú dọ́là bàbá sọ́ dìbò lẹ̀ so àwọn àtàlẹ̀ ìjọba wọn ní ẹ̀tọ́ wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bàbá yìí bàbá ṣe kinní kan ojú kan so ó ti wá òun ló fi ń jẹ́ ká it's a thing of joy so kò sígbà tó ń ṣe ìgbó ẹ̀yìn náà so ó ń bọ̀ àkọyìn so Baba I want to congratulate you again we are celebrating you today and we hope we are going to celebrate you more and more ní agbára Elédùmarè ẹdíṣe o ẹ ṣe pẹ̀lú our lady
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá Ọ̀túnba ẹ ṣe gan ni God bless you sir ẹ ṣe gan ni mọ́mì wa ọlágbára Ọlọ́run á ti bá wa láyọ̀ mọ́mì wa Àbíkẹ́ mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ porúkọ yín mà ẹ bá wa kí àwọn bàbá fún 1 minute God bless you ma.
mo kí gbogbo ilé o bàbá inú wa dùn púpọ̀ Ọlọ́run Lédùmarè tó jẹ́ ká ẹ ṣe ọdún míì ẹ ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún nínú àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ ìlérí náà tẹ́ wá ń kó wa lọ ẹ̀ní pẹ̀dín Ọlọ́run á dá ọjọ́ ọjọ́ yẹn á tún jù báyìí lọ a celebrate yín o a dúpẹ́ dúpẹ́ tẹ́ dúró tì wá o Ebúdọ́lá Olóòní jẹ́ kí gbogbo èpè pé wọ́n tán iṣẹ́ kó jà lórí yín o a dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ tẹ́ dúró tì wá o a mọ̀ lóore o bàbá tí ò fọmọ wa ṣeré à ń pè yín nígbà wo tẹ́ ń jẹ́ wa a dúpẹ́ o a bá yín dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó jẹ́ kí ẹ tún ṣe ọdún yìí ẹ ṣọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún nínú ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ẹ ní pẹ̀dí ilẹ̀ líle ní máa mú wa débẹ̀ nínú àlàáfíà ìgbà ọdún kan ní òní agbára Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè lọ́lọ́láńlá wàlákùwàtà
ìlàbẹ̀láyà lélẹ̀ àṣẹ.
ṣé o bàbá.
Sista Bọ́lá ẹ kalẹ́ mà mo fi tọwọ́tọwọ́ forúkọ yín mà ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè ń bẹ̀ mà ẹ bá wà on mute. ṣé wàá ń bẹ̀ Sista Bọ́lá.
ṣé èmi mà.
Sista Bọ́lá.
Abíọ́lá lèmi. Sister, ṣé Bọ́lá tèmi lẹ ń sọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Bọ́lá tí ni mo sọ ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè.
Bàbá ẹ káàsán a ti sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọwọ́ àárọ̀. Happy birthday daddy. We wish you many happy returns of this special day. Ẹ má ní mo sọ òyìnbó mọ́ Yorùbá o. And with good health. Tó jẹ́ pé at the age of 100 ẹ tún ṣì máa jẹran ẹ máa jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀. Tá a bá ń celebrate Yorùbá nation. Honestly, I can't wait. Daddy, Elédùmarè ti dé yín ní adé ògo, adé ìyè, adé ẹ̀yẹ. Anywhere tán bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ yín, more power to your endeavours. Ẹ máa kó wa jẹ pẹ́. Gbogbo wa very soon bó ṣe ń lọ, Elédùmarè ń ṣe Yorùbá nation fún wa, kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe wa. And very soon, I'll get to where we are going. Ẹ ṣé gan Daddy for knowing you and for being there for all of us as our daddy. Ẹ ṣé, thank you.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni Sista Bọ́lá. Admin Ọlá bá wa gbóhùn sókè 1 minute.
Bàbá o Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Great grandchildren yìí ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you today for the opportunity and for the precious life that God has given you today. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ ṣé gan. Ibi tẹ́ bá wa délé ní, ibi tẹ́ dẹ̀ mú wa lọ. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Personally, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mo jẹ́ kan nínú àwọn tó lọ sí Mẹ́kà l'Ábùjá. Tí a dẹ̀ dé padà láyé àtàlàáfíà tí a mọ rírì yín lórí ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa, especially lórí mi. Personally, mo personalize ẹ̀ fún èmi nìkan àti ìdílé mi. I'm using this opportunity to say thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Grandpa. I love you so much. And I will continue to love you and stand by Yoruba nation always and every day, every hour, every second, every minute. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you so much.